How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Dude Ranch DIY. My name is Jake. We are out here in the wood yard, and if you've been following along, I guess it's probably like 2 or 3 videos ago, I picked up all these IBC totes. Since then, I have not done any work to finish processing them up. I woke up real early this morning to try and get a video edited and posted. It will be posted later today, which is Sunday, so you guys have already seen this by the time you're watching this one. Got it all edited and everything, went to export it to get ready to upload to YouTube, and iMovie crashed. The whole thing crashed, gone, lost the whole video. Very frustrating, so I had to re-import all the files, re-edit the whole video. So hopefully you guys liked it and watched it. It was the one on me picking up all these IBC totes and starting the process of processing them. So today we are going to be quickly finishing. I'm probably just going to set up a time lapse and get this over with because I have other stuff I'd like to get done today. It's a beautiful day. It's a Sunday, not too hot, finally, for once. Sarah is gone for the day, so it's just me and Gus and Louie. So I'm gonna try and get as much done today as I possibly can. So let's see what we get into. Well, all right, guys, the Milwaukee hacksaw just put in a real good workout. Still on that first original blade that I put in the other day, and I cut up 5 more of the bladders to give me a grand total of 12 lids. As you can see, this one is where I was putting all the chunks of the dried up dye, both, you got some black and some brown in there. I think my decision to avoid the ones with the wet dye and only cut the ones with the dry dye, now that I have the convenience or the ability to be able to kind of be picky and choosy, now that I have enough tops to cover up all of my existing totes that were already filled, I am caught up. So now I have the ability to, when I do get in more totes, to only cut the ones that are dry, therefore saving me a bunch of mess. As you can probably see, I don't know, I didn't look in the mirror, but I'm guessing I don't feel any dye or anything all over my face because all the ones that I cut were dry. And that was one of my main things that I talked about in the last video. Well, not the last video, I guess 2 videos ago. When I initially got these things, is that I wanted to avoid the mess. And as you can see, I have my tarp over there that I cut them all on. I was doing it all right here. This light colored material is all sawdust. It's not really plastic. Here's some plastic, is what comes off of the Milwaukee hacksaw. Here's another piece, but most of it was contained to the tarp, which the tarp I was then dumping in this top to try and keep all of the mess, solidified. This was remnants from a couple days ago. It was the liquid. So the plan is for the rest of these 5 bladders is to basically just get rid of them. I don't really have a need for them because, like I said, I'm all cut up caught up on my tops. I now have enough tops for all of my empty cages, and that's the nice thing. You know, you get 2 tops per 1 bladder, so you really only need to cut half the bladders for the amount of totes that I get each time. So that's good. I gotta try in Sunday today, so I'm not gonna be able to go to the dump to dispose of all of the extra bladders and like the centers that I cut out and stuff. So I gotta figure out what I wanna do here. I'm thinking I just wanna take care of this all. So I'll probably go grab the International truck. I used it yesterday for a side job, so I still have the tarp on the top of it, but I'll take that tarp off and we'll load up all the, you know, garbage, recyclable stuff. That way it's just ready to go tomorrow or Tuesday, whenever I decide to get over and head over to the dump to get rid of it all. And that way all the totes will be accessible and I can stack them up over in the corner over there where they're out of the way. So I think that's going to be the plan moving forward. I don't know. I might have to make a couple cuts on these puppies to like crush them down, or I don't really know how that's going to work. I guess we'll figure it out as we go along. What's up, Lou? Hey, Gus. You guys hanging out? You guys hanging out on this nice day? Yeah? That's Gus's favorite spot. As you can see, he has dug out all of the mulch, and every time I put it back, he digs it back out. He's like a chicken. He just loves his dust bath. And Louie sits here right behind him. These are some of the dirtiest dogs I've ever met. Well, guys, I am happy to report that the video is here, number 265. So we are going to go ahead and upload that video. You guys at this point have already seen it, but there we go. It is going to be uploaded, so you'll have that to look forward to if you haven't been watching every video. Alright guys, we got them all stacked up in nice, neat rows. We have 23 empty IBC totes here, or what some might call a lot of work ahead of us. But no, in all seriousness, we got 15 of the big ones all stacked up over there. We got 3, 4, 5, 6 of the small ones. So it's honestly, it probably comes out to about 8 cords. But I sell the larger ones for slightly more than I sell the smaller ones. The larger ones come in at just over a face cord. The smaller ones come in at just under a face cord when neatly stacked in there. So I'm gonna call it about 8 cords worth of firewood that is waiting to just be split and stacked in those bad boys. And I think I have that over here in my log pile, at least. And if I don't, I have access to plenty of other logs to fill my heart's content. So right now that that's all cleaned up, this area's looking a little bit better. My OCD is starting to subside a little bit. I just like to get these bladders that I don't need loaded up into the back of the dumpster can, and then crush down and then load up this stuff, you know, the cut up pieces, and then load up all this miscellaneous like scrap pieces that I don't need off of them. And then we will be back basically to square one and we might even be able to start cutting some firewood today. Okay guys, so obviously just loaded up the cut up bladders that I used to make the tops. In between filming and whatever, I had a little brainstorm, and I thought, oh, well, you know what, maybe somebody could use these bladders because they're not completely destroyed and cut up. You know, they could still hold material. I know like Joe at Ohio Wood Burner and Chris over at In the Wood Yard, they use just the bladders themselves to you know, hold the sawdust from their processors. They could still hold liquid, probably not 330 full gallons because they'd kind of lose their rigidity, but they definitely still have a use. I don't have a use for them, but I'm sure somebody could repurpose them. So I called my buddy Chris, who's in a lot of the videos. He's actually gonna take 2 of them, one for his neighbors. They have like little ducklings that he wants to cut one, clean it out and make it into like a little baby duck pond. And then Chris wants to clean one out and use it for rainwater collection, just to water his plants and for his garden and stuff like that. So I figured those are 2 totally separate, unique ideas to use just the bladder for. So I'm sure other people could, you know, might be able to use them instead of me having to haul them off to the dump. So a couple of clicks of the phone, couple pictures, posted a quick ad on Facebook Marketplace for free. Just come pick them up. I told them they got lids, they got a valve on them. They hold water, they just need to be cleaned out. So we'll see if anybody bites on that. In the meantime, I'm going to take all these corners and the cutoffs and the crossbars, throw them in the truck because this stuff I don't have a use for. And, you know, I'll just get rid of this. But this is a lot less than having to haul off 5 full bladders. All right, I'll load it up. All right, guys, I just got back from having a little bit of lunch, but I went ahead and got the truck out of here, so we're almost back to the way things should be. I got the Wicked Grapple on the tractor and all this hickory just waiting here to be cut up, so figured might as well take some time this afternoon, cut up some rounds, and you know, we'll see where the afternoon takes us. This is pretty nice hickory, and I measured it all out. They're in increments of 16. So I think the longer ones are like 4 sections. The smaller ones are 2. So I'm gonna put a couple with the Wicked Grapple on the cutting station here. I just touched up the MS362. It was cutting kind of to the right. A couple people noticed back in that video with the me cutting up that big oak. I think it probably hit like sometimes pieces of the asphalt millings get stuck in the bark on the pieces that are down on the ground and can kind of throw the saw out of whack a little bit. So I touched it up. We'll see if it cuts straight today, hopefully. So yeah, let's get it done. seems to be cutting a lot straighter than it was, so that's good. All I really did was, it's cutting to the right. I've learned that you got to sharpen the left and vice versa, so I just went down and did 4 passes with the file quickly, just on the left side. These ones are still attached at the bottom. It's definitely still a little bit off, but next time I go to sharpen it, I'll just make sure to pay more attention to the left side than the right. Guys, that's pretty much all the hickory that I had. It was only those couple logs that you saw me bring home in the last video, but the one thing I really like about this setup is, for the most part, I'm able to cut through the entire log, and you'll see, you know, here there's plenty of times where I cut down into these logs, you know, the ash logs here, you know, my bucking station, so to speak. But for the most part, as long as the log's fairly straight, I'm able to cut through the majority of the log. A couple times you saw, you know, it gets pinched and there's a little strap I gotta rotate, you know, two of the rounds or something to break that little back strap. But that's one thing that I really like. The other thing is, if the logs that I'm cutting are all relatively the same size, which these are for the most part, you can see here how it makes like kind of a track, and I just push them off and they all just kind of roll and line up into place. And when the first level gets filled up, then you just keep pushing and they kind of make a second level, and you can just basically roll them on each other closer to the splitter. And you know, it makes it really easy, again, for the most part, to get the logs closer to the splitter. And once you're on that second level, you don't have to bend down as far because they're already one level higher. So I got 2 more small logs here. They just need to each be cut once, and then that'll be pretty much all the hickory that I had. This should be pretty close to filling up a small IBC tote, I think. So it's not too late. We might cut these last 2 up, and then tractor just made a weird noise. But I'm dying to get into this hickory and see how it splits, so might fire up the splitter and start splitting some of this up. guys, that is it. Got all the hickory cut up, nice. This might be more than I think. It might actually fill up a large tote. I'll probably bring out a large tote just to be safe. But the MS362 is cutting real nice, really straight, throwing out some really nice saw chips here. So I think I got that dialed back in. I think this video is probably running a little bit long between cleaning up all the IBC totes and everything. So I'm gonna end it here. Look forward in the next video to me splitting up some of this hickory in a quick little video that I'll probably actually film this afternoon. But the joys of editing and YouTube and scheduling videos, you guys will probably see it a couple days after this one. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you got any questions or comments, throw it down in that comment section below. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. Haven't done so already, click that subscribe button down below. I'd really appreciate it. But for now, I'm Jake. This is Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you here next time.